Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my mind space. I'm Tenny, and thank you so much for joining me today. So, I've been thinking lately about how seasons are all about full circle. A lot of what I've been moving through lately have been about coming to full circle. Not in the way that takes me back to who I was, but in the way that shows me how much I've evolved. Because coming full circle doesn't mean everything is the same. It means you're seeing things again with a different level of awareness. The same themes, the same patterns, the same questions, but this time you respond differently. You move differently, you understand yourself differently, and I think that's what growth really looks like. Not becoming someone completely new overnight, but returning to familiar spaces as a renewed and more aligned version of yourself. Handling things with more clarity, more boundaries, more honesty, and less of the things you used to tolerate. When I reflect back on the different seasons of my life, there's been a thread running through it like all previous seasons. But this particular season thread is about learning how to stay whole in relationships, in growth, in becoming, learning how to be honest with myself, learning about what I need, learning about what I've outgrown, learning about what no longer aligns with me. And to be honest, it hasn't been an easy road because growth asks you to let go. Let go of comfort, let go of things that are familiar, let go of versions of yourself that once felt safe but was never meant to be permanent. And I think coming full circle also brings a kind of clarity you didn't have before, and an innate, unshakable peace. You start to see why certain things didn't work out, why certain endings had to happen, why certain lessons kept repeating until you were ready to learn them differently. Not from a place of regret, but from a place of understanding, from a place of clarity and self-awareness. And that's where peace is. A quiet kind of peace. Not because everything is perfect, more because you're no longer resisting what is. You're no longer forcing things to fit. You're no longer abandoning yourself just to hold on to something. And that clarity, that move, that's everything. Because it changes how you move forward. It changes what you accept, what you choose, and what you walk away from. And I think one of the most important parts of coming full circle is recognizing your own growth. Not just in big, visible ways, but in the subtle ways. Like in the way you pause before you react, in the way you set your boundaries without over-explaining, the way you trust yourself more than you did before. That matters. Even if no one sees it, even if it doesn't look dramatic from the outside, growth is often quiet but real, raw and honest, and it deserves to be acknowledged. Let's dive in a little bit deeper into what it means to come full circle. Because every journey, every season of growth, every chapter of becoming ultimately brings you back to yourself. Not the old you, not the wounded you, not the unsure you, but the evolved you. Sometimes you don't realize you're on a journey until you actually look back. You don't plan every step, you didn't predict every move, but you kept going. You kept growing, you kept choosing yourself even when it wasn't hard. The interesting aspect about coming full circle sometimes is recognizing the journey you didn't even know you were taking. And your awareness activates the realization of how far you've come and how evolved you've become. When you're faced with patterns from before and you respond differently from a place of self-respect instead of reacting. And the full circle shows you how you're carrying the wisdom forward from the lessons learned that became part of you, that became part of your emotional DNA. Because full circle is a return to yourself, not going backwards, more coming home. And that is what every season is all about. The moment you realize you're more clearer, you're more grounded, you're more steady, you're more intentional, you're more aligned. You're not who you were at the start of that season. When you reflect back, you see you've grown in ways you didn't expect. You shed versions of yourself that no longer fit, and you step into the deeper truth. That moment of full circle, you meet yourself again and you recognize the evolution of yourself. You acknowledge the support, the grace, the guide, seen or unseen, that carried you through each season. You didn't walk alone. For me, that's my family and friends, and all of you beautiful souls listening week in, week out. I didn't walk alone. Coming full circle isn't loud. It's not dramatic. It's not a grand gesture or announcement. It's subtle. It's internal. It's knowing. It's the moment of clarity. I'm not the same person I was when they started. I've grown, I've healed, I've evolved, I've become. Full circle is that quiet victory that only you can truly feel. I also think there's something really powerful about closing a chapter intentionally, not rushing into the next thing, because when we take time to reflect, you don't just move forward, you move forward with awareness, and that changes the way the next chapter begins. So if you're in a season where things feel like they're coming back around, where you're facing familiar situations or recognizing old patterns in a new light, don't think of it as a setback. Think of it as a full circle moment, a chance to respond differently from awareness, a chance to choose differently, a chance to honor the growth you've already done, because you know who you were before. Even if it looks familiar on the surface, you've learned, you've grown, you've expanded. And this version of you, this version of you who moves differently, chooses differently, lives differently. That's everything. So as this podcast season comes to a full circle, I want you to take a moment and honor yourself. To honor the risk you took, the boundaries you set, the healing you allowed, the courage you showed, the softness you embraced, the truth you stepped into. Remember, you're still becoming, you're still unfolding, you're still rising. And when you look back weeks, months, years from now, you'll see that this season brought you full circle in ways you didn't realize. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for listening, for reflecting, growing, and showing up. Until next time, may you continue to return to yourself again and again in a deeper and more beautiful way.